Hello again. It's Melissa, owner of Jacksonville Business Connections. Having quite a few live interviews today, getting them all in. And I am so excited. I have with me today Dr. Kristy Harvell, and she's the owner of Health by Designs. And this is located in Jacksonville, Florida. And thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. It's always fun to be on your show.
Oh, absolutely. And today, let's just jump right in. And how about you just start telling us how you came up with the idea for your business and what your business is about?
Sure. Well, my husband and I moved to Jacksonville 6.5 with maybe 7 years now. I'm bad with time, but I had a very similar practice in upstate New York, in Rochester, New York, actually, where I'm from. And so it was funny because I'm like, I get to start over, but I'm not new to the industry. But Health by Design was a new name for us. And it was fun because I had 12 and a half years of experience. But when you get to start over, you kind of get that whole opportunity to like rebuild and take with you what you love and then kind of scrap what you didn't love and just put all
Yeah.
the good parts together. And then Health by Design came from, I just really believe that God put us on this planet with fully equipped with everything that we need to experience optimal health and healing, and that your body comes fully equipped with all of that. And so it was just tapping into the natural mechanism that's within each and every one of us to experience optimal health and healing. And so it was just kind of a birthing of experience and then what's necessary. When we moved to Jacksonville, we were told that I didn't really know when we came what the scene was going to be, but when we got here, we were told that people were looking for alternative functional medicine, natural healing, and maybe they just didn't necessarily know where to find it. So I was like, well, we need to let people know we're here. And of course, we don't have the necessary funding of the pharmaceutical company to be on every radio and TV commercial and every billboard. So it really
Right.
became a grassroots effort to get boots on the ground and get out there in the community and educate people. And that's what we've done. And Jacksonville's been awesome to us. We just keep doubling every year despite COVID and growing and getting the word out there.
That's hilarious. No, I absolutely love that. So tell me a little bit more about some of the services that your Health by Design offers.
Yeah. So it's a wellness service. The main therapies that we have are I'm a chiropractor, so that's my roots. And that's what taught me the body heals itself and true health comes from the inside out. So chiropractic is the core philosophy. And then I got specialized in nutrition response testing and applied kinesiology. So if you've heard about the people that do weird muscle testing stuff in Jacksonville, that's probably us. We use a lot of muscle testing, but nutrition response testing helps us design a clinical nutrition program. It helps us identify hidden health challenges if there's bacteria or virus challenge that the immune system's like bunked up with. And then also things that aren't traditionally tested in medicine, like parasites, yeast, fungus, and mold overgrowth. So we put people on candida cleanses and parasite cleanses. And we also can test for heavy metal toxicities and chemical toxins that might be in everything from your air and water to maybe the beauty care products that you're using unknowingly, processed foods, preservatives, food coloring, mercury, you name it. And then we can put people on the proper protocols with supplementation and proper diet and lifestyle modification to reverse all of that and promote healing. So there's a lot of detox processes in the office. We've got a couple of different therapeutic modalities in addition that just kind of help with the detox process and promote healing on a cellular level, like the ionic foot bath and the Beamer mat, which is a PEMF therapy.
Oh, wow. You have really added a lot of things since I feel like the last time we've talked. That's amazing.
I'm a nerd, so I'm always growing and learning and bringing in practitioners because what we're finding is people are sicker than they used to be. Our environment is more toxic. Bodies are more stressed out than ever before. And bodies aren't responding to the traditional things that used to work, even in holistic medicine. And so we have to stay at the forefront of that and keep researching and growing and learning new, products, therapies, modalities. Because I always tell my patients, I'm like, I'm probably the most stubborn doctor in Jacksonville because I'm Italian and I'm from New York and I just don't know for an answer. So if I get a case that I can't help, then I'm like, then we got to go find new things to help this person. And so the whole pandemic has brought a whole new layer of issues, challenges, things we've never seen before, things that we don't even yet know what we're going to see. And so, we've really had to stay at the forefront of that and keep people healthy and detox their bodies after some of these new therapies that are experimental, and just help with like the long haulers and things that we're seeing. So it's all brand new. I've been in practice 18 and a half years, and those are all new health challenges that nobody taught anybody about that in medical school.
Wow. And what do you think is one of your most popular services or one that's been needed the most lately?
Yeah. Immune support and stress support. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows they need to take care of their immune system now, hopefully. But stress was always like the main culprit. Like 90% of all diseases are related to stress. That's not a cookie chiropractic statistic. That's literally from the medical journals. And really, like, adrenal fatigue was one of the main things. It really didn't matter whether people came in with a headache or body aches or digestive issues or what energy challenges. A lot of it, almost 90%, boiled down to adrenal fatigue. So people were already stressed out of their minds, and now you add the newer stresses of all this unknown and the fear mentality that's out there, and that aspect is even more necessary than ever before.
Yes, I can definitely see how
Mhm.
that is the case. We're all always striving for the next big things and becoming better. And
Yeah.
you even hear sometimes it's like, oh, well, if you're, let's just say, doing, not necessarily watching TV is relaxing, but you'll hear a lot of people who are saying like, well, if you're not doing something for your business, then you're not growing it. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's constant stress to be like, I'm not working enough, I'm
Yeah.
not doing enough, I'm not growing my business enough.
I know. Well, there's people like gurus, right, that teach, like Grant Cardone, for example. He's always got all his, jets, and he's showing how rich and wealthy he is, and he's got the 10x thing. And it's like, I had to stop reading his book because I am like a type A competitive person. And he was like teaching you that if you're not like going at it 24/7, that you're behind. And I was like, yeah, but we also need rest and recovery. And if I keep following this guy, I'm gonna like work myself right into a grave. And so,
Right.
yeah, I think that's an American culture thing that we don't carve out the time and make our health and our bodies and the recovery a priority. Even athletes do that. Like people that want to perform at really high levels, they have to rest their body at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we should model that a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell me a little bit more about the kinesiology. Like, what exactly is that and what does that involve?
Yeah, so kinesiology is just a fancy word for muscle testing.
Oh,
And
okay.
muscle testing can be used for anything. So, in traditional medicine and in physical therapy, they use a muscle test, like a bicep test or something like that, to show the strength of a muscle. But we're using it to show reflexes in the body. So we can use it to show nutritional challenges in the body. You could use it to show emotional imbalances if that's the core of the issue, and a whole slew of things. But
Wow.
that's, to me, allows the body to tell the story. So it's kind of funny because, of course, it's unusual. People don't usually know about muscle testing unless they have gone to a practitioner before they've seen us. And it's just one of those things that I'm like, the weirdness of it will go away once you understand the process, and you'll learn um, to be grateful for this technique. Because when I sit down with a patient, we go through, it's like a 90-minute new patient appointment, and we take an extensive history, and there's a lot of paperwork, and then we sit down and go over it together thoroughly. And if I didn't have the muscle testing to then do next, to have some kind of an assessment to involve that patient's body in the evaluation process, I would have to make up a protocol right there on the spot for them. And like, that would really just be treating symptoms. Like, even though my medicine is natural, involving food and diet and supplementations, and it's a lot
Right.
safer than pharmaceuticals, it still would be a lot of guessing, it still would be a lot of trial and error, and it still would be a lot of just like, take this pill for this problem. And we don't want to do that. We want to stop and step back a little bit further and think like, why, and get to the root and deep dive down into that. And that's what the
Right.
muscle testing or kinesiology helps us do.
No, I love that. I did participate in something like that years ago, like
Yeah.
years and years, and it was
Yeah.
when I lived in the Chicagoland area. So yeah, I definitely am familiar with that. And I think it's so interesting. And I know you've been to, our events years ago too. And I remember you doing muscle testing on different attendees for the event. And I always
Yeah.
thought like, wow, that's so cool for anybody who just walked into the event and didn't really know what that was. What
Yeah.
a cool experience to have the option right then and there to
Yeah.
try and experience it.
And we'll be doing that at your upcoming event as well.
Yes. So I'll just do a quick announcement. So we do have our holistic Living and Healing Expo, which is February 19th at the Renaissance Resort from 10 to 2 p.m. And that is free to the public. And Dr. Kristy and her business will be there, Health by Design. So if you want to come out and meet them and learn more about their business, they will be there. So definitely mark that on your calendars.
Yeah, we can't wait to just show you muscle testing. I always say this, like, it's one thing to like, you can go on our website and you can watch a video and we, thoroughly explain what it is, but it really makes so much more sense when you just experience it and we're pushing on your arm and you feel the difference between like a strong muscle and then a weak muscle. So come and
Right.
see us. We can't wait to meet you and just show you what we do and explain how it works.
And then also, do you have any like a funny patient story that you can share with us?
A funny one. We laugh all day long, so I have to think about one. I think,
Maybe a silly question, or I know no questions are silly, but something that just
yeah,
caught you off guard, or just anything like it just sometimes is funny to hear a
I
story that has
know.
happened.
I was giggling with the staff one day because I'm like, we can help a lot, although we don't claim to like cure or treat diseases or, name conditions. We're really, it doesn't matter what the patient walks in with. We're just trying to help the body heal. But I think sometimes people give us more credit than even like we think we're capable of. When I noticed one time I got a phone call and a guy was like, can you help me with my aortic aneurysm? And I'm like, I think maybe you should definitely seek out traditional medicine for that. And maybe even like call 911. Like, I don't know what exactly is going on with you, but sir, no, we're not doing that on my clock. But thanks for the vote of confidence. I'm like, when you get all patched up and everything, we can take care of your blood vessel integrity and talk to you about diet for cardiovascular health. But I don't know about that aneurysm thing.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's a great response, actually. I like
That
that.
one caught me off guard. I was like,
Yeah. What about your favorite success story?
my favorite. I mean, I hate to say this because I don't ever want to boast or brag, but like, it's really honestly gotten to the point where we live in this little fairy tale bubble where like bodies get well. Like the craziest, weirdest medical mystery stuff walks in and they can get rid of it despite a medical doctor telling them it was a life sentence or just live with it or drugs and surgery were the only answer. We have cancer testimonials in the office of people that have been able to rid their body. We've got people definitely like with tumors, autoimmune diseases, people that have been able to get off of blood pressure medication and diabetes medication and thyroid medication, just as a process of the body healing. And even people getting off of psych meds, like that's so, so difficult for people to do. We have this one young woman right now, and we are working with her team, her prescribing doctor and her neurologist are in the loop and they are willing to allow us to work alongside of them, and they're the ones controlling the prescriptions while we're just building up her nervous system and taking care of her adrenals and detoxing her body. And she's like this little tiny skinny frail rail because her body
Oh,
wasn't absorbing anything, and she was just running on nerves. And now she's just like this beautiful, brilliant young woman, and she performs, like she gets up in front of audiences, and she's able to
wow.
live her life and have her talents and pursue her future potential. And to me, that's a gift to give a child, right? That's
That
like their
is.
whole future. So that's one that definitely like stands out in my mind for sure.
No, I love that. I love hearing the stories, and I feel like a lot of times it's the stories that can connect us to,
Mhm.
who you are in your business. So thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. Amazing stuff though. It's the
Yeah.
body is incredible. And when you recognize and honor the potential in the body, like just beautiful things can happen. And I think, I'm not bashing medicine, but they're just very much removed from the fact of the body can heal. It's very much
Hmm.
a pieces and part mentality. And we're not doing that. We're looking at the whole body and how it's all interconnected. And so it's a completely different approach and thought process.
Yes, and I love what you're doing. Is there anything that maybe we haven't touched on that you want to share with our audience?
Well, I told you I'm a nerd, so we're always studying and growing. We actually, um, some positive has come out of COVID and the whole, pandemic over the last couple of years. We had to kind of get smart because in the beginning we didn't know what if we weren't able to have a brick and mortar business and people weren't able to come on site and see us. What if we couldn't like push on arms and like have physical contact with our patients? Which luckily we love our governor and we've been open and we were deemed essential. So thank you so much. We didn't have to deal with that. But what if there ever came a time? And so we have put almost all of our nutrition coaching in an online format. So
Wow.
anybody anywhere can get nutrition coaching. It's a 12-week protocol that takes you through different phases of eating. You get tons of PDF downloads. Like basically the team who helped us build this online course, it's called 90/10 Lifestyle. They basically just downloaded everything out of my brain for the last year and a half and put it on a virtual format. And now you can get it like on the comfort of your cell phone from anywhere,
Wow.
anytime, and just log in. And when you get the login, you have access to the course and all the materials and any future uploads for life. And so that has been my little love project
No, I
for
do. I
all of
love
the
that.
pandemic.
Yeah, no, and I can definitely relate to the constant, wheel turning of what's the next
Mhm.
steps, what's the next big thing to offer to people, and always being
Yeah.
ahead of the game. So I
Yeah.
thrive on that and love hearing those stories also.
Thank you. Yeah. You have to be, it's kind of called the blockbuster phenomenon, right? Like
Yeah.
if you don't bend and shift with the times and look ahead to see where the industry and the market in the future is going, then you become right, like you're outdated. Yeah.
Correct.
So you kind of have to think. And I have that big entrepreneurial spirit anyway.
Me
So like
too.
this little thing never stops cranking
Yeah,
over here.
I can relate.
Yeah, I am your fellow adrenal fatigue person. So if you have adrenal fatigue, I can help you from like my own testimony and experience. I 100% understand.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I have that. Sometimes I even feel like I think too much, and then I'm like, all right, I'm already exhausted and I haven't done anything for the day. Like I
Yeah,
just thought way too much.
yeah. I get tired of hearing my own voice in my head. I just got this Aura ring for Christmas, so I'm testing a new product that gives you all sorts of like bio statistics about your stress and health and lifestyle and energy levels and sleep. And so I'm hoping this is my wake up call that it's going to tell me when I need to rest and when I need to recover. So that can be. I'll let you guys know on our social media. I'll do a little product review after I've been using it for a month or so.
Yeah, tag me when you do it so I can
Okay.
go read the product review because I'm
Okay.
really curious about that.
Yeah. And it doesn't,
That's
it's
awesome.
not, it doesn't send 5G or anything into your body. It looks like a normal ring, I think. It's a little
Okay.
chunky, but I don't know. They have
Have
all
you liked
different
it so
colors.
far?
I just got it last night.
Oh,
They just did a huge, I think, like marketing campaign for Black Friday and over the holidays. And at one point, they were like a 7 to 9 week waiting period. So I just got it and plugged it in. So
oh,
we'll see.
good. Yeah. All right. Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to listen to your review, and
Thank
I just
you.
want to thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you February 19th. And I hope everybody who comes across this video, either this live or YouTube or later on, that you join us February 19th in 2022 at the Renaissance Resort from 10 to 2. And Dr. Kristy will also be there representing her business with about 50 other local businesses too. So we hope you join us. And thank you so much for um, attending the show.
Yes, thank you for having me, and we'll see y'all in February.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.